We are back again on the 2023 Subaru Forester, repaired at a multi-shop direct repair here in Maine. It was a large insurer, as by calculations that was the insurer involved. She did do this through her own insurance company, although she was hit and had two other insurance companies involved, which she is now going to pursue her loss of value with those insurance companies. It was a unique situation where the vehicle was insured in two different ways. They hit her, so she has two situations she needs to go through. This is a great time to mention that we are not attorneys. We cannot provide legal advice. If you need legal advice, you need to seek out an attorney, and we have some attorneys that we can refer you to that have done this stuff in the past that we would be happy to refer you to. We talked earlier in our first video that when it drove in, we saw the paint overspray right here in the fender and the door. It's hard to see in some lights, and then in some lights it becomes very, very evident. There's some here too. That was about all we saw driving in, except for maybe a couple of fasteners missing in the rear here. This repair center said this repair was going to be about $17,300 to repair. And they stuck with that number through most of the repair. And the insurance company, I guess, was somewhere in the $8,000 or $9,000 range. So the owner thought she was going to have to pay the difference, even though it was a direct repair, meaning the insurance company and the repair center worked together to come up with a repair plan and cost for this repair. But when she finally got the car back, the repair center had reduced their bill down to about $9,000. This had a repaired fender, according to the invoicing, a replaced right door, a replaced right rear door, a blended rear quarter. The glass was cut out and replaced. It was painted up over the roof side here, this aperture. And they said that they replaced the center pillar. Let's see if we can get a good. They said they replaced this center pillar, which is this panel right here, below the roof line. So it's got to be somewhere in here, and that would mean somewhere in this area. And we will research Subaru's repair standards to see exactly what type of process they tell you have to do. These are not something you guess at. These are something that you follow the repair standards put out by the manufacturer. You see some little indications of repair. That bolt has some wear on the head from being unbolted a few times. This one too, nothing big. The problem we're running into on this one is confirming that there's been any type of replacement of this center pillar. One of our first indications is what you're looking at there are all the factory welds. There is no grind marks. There are no clearing the backside to have metal so you can do any kind of squeeze resistance type spot welder. There's no burning from welding a new panel on, and there's no repaint and body work in those areas to cover up any repair work that would say. In fact, if you look closely, some of these welds have these little hang areas here, very sharp. Those happen at the factory, and that's a good indication that those welds are the same ones that were done by Subaru. We have the same situation going on the other side of this panel in the back, which is here. Trying to get you some good clear pictures of it. There we go. You'll see that there's not really any indication that that panel has been cut out and replaced. Everything looks to be exactly the way the factory welded it on. So the next step is to request more photos of this repair while it was in the repair process at the repair center, because these repair shops that work, especially the ones that work directly with insurance companies, and most any reputable repair shop will take photos of the complete repair process while they are repairing the car so they can justify and support their cost of repair. It also helps them in the liability later on if they are ever in a situation where they have to prove that they have or haven't done certain parts of the repair. So we'll move on to video number 3, but right now we need to do a little bit of research. You can see that molding fits a little bit strangely there. It might just not be clipped in. But we've got to do some research now and find out exactly what was done, what photos exist to prove it or not prove it, and what should have been done according to Subaru's published standards.